Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit around Liveable City Solutions, and Catherine and Mark will take you into a little bit more detail as we go. So the purpose of Liveable City Solutions, to shape and create the live stream experience. Shaping is around developing integrated water solutions, as I mentioned earlier, about actually looking at innovative ways of providing services to our customers in the community and developing those long-term outcomes for our customers. We're not talking 5-year outcomes, we're talking 25-year outcomes. It's where does the city want to go for the future. Having developed those solutions and those innovative approaches to doing work, creating those outcomes, actually delivering the work programs that we've developed and working in partnership with the industry to actually build and deliver those services in a timely fashion to meet the challenges of the organisation. All of this to deliver the live stream experience. How do we make things affordable and accessible products and services for our customers? How do we increase and enhance the resilience of our city to the future challenges? Climate change is coming. We are seeing different things coming. Certainly long, dry periods, heavy rainfall and wet periods are going to require us to think differently around our services and solutions and how we manage those products and services. The urban environment, the amenity and the natural aesthetics of Sydney, how do we support that and how do we develop the right solutions to underpin those live stream experiences? And integrating the water into the fabric of our communities, urban water design, how do we actually work with councils? How do we actually work as Sydney Water and an entity? How do we actually work with the development industry to allow us to have water truly integrated in the way that our city operates and manages? So that's what we're aspiring to achieve in Liveable Cities. To do that, we've organised ourselves into 6 groups. City Futures is a group that's going to be outward facing, working with the development industry, understanding what development is happening and bringing that knowledge and insight back to the organisation to make sure that we can have effective partnerships with the development sector and ensure that we can meet the challenges that will present for our organisation. Catherine is going to talk to you about service planning and asset strategy and integrated system planning, and Mark will explore and expand on delivery management. We have a number of supporting functions in the area. Infrastructure PMO, Infrastructure Portfolio Management Office, just having the governance framework that allows us to deliver on all of those aspects of what we do. And asset knowledge, as Gary talked about, 50,000 kilometres of pipes, 1,000 facilities. How do we retain that knowledge and information that allows us to develop those solutions in the long term? So we have a robust and developing asset knowledge area to ensure that we've got the right information and the right knowledge to make the right decisions at the right time. It's a great challenge and it's a great future for us, and I'm going to hand over to Catherine and Mark and let them explore it a little bit further. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. So I'll start with service planning and asset strategy. And really, this is where we get to start to bring the corporate strategy to life. And it's really about applying that. So given the opportunities and the conditions in a changing Sydney, how do we best meet our customers' needs and wants, both now, but through into the longer term? So service planning and asset strategy does this, informed by customers, by defining product, service plans and asset strategies. So what these do is to define the outcomes and benefits to be achieved now and in the medium and longer term, when they should be achieved, and the investment envelope that will require, and how that all is going to work to meet customer expectations both now and through into the future. So what this does is come together to really form the basis of our investment program. And then that's handed over to integrated service planning for further project development. So integrated system planning, from the product, asset and servicing strategies, integrated service planning, or you might hear it referred to as ISP, another acronym for Sydney Water, defines the specific actions that need to be undertaken and then manages the prioritisation of those actions and the investments that we need to make to achieve the outcomes that have been set in the original strategies. To achieve this, there's a number of different groups, but generally separated into two areas, as you can see on the screen. There's the planning area that looks at plan prioritisation to make sure that we're doing the right work at the right time. Planning and project development that brings those concepts through from initial planning strategic outcomes through to discrete projects that can then be delivered. And then an investment management function and portfolio management function that makes sure that we're delivering for the right cost at the right time and we're actually achieving the benefits that we need to achieve. We also have technical centres of excellence in both engineering and urban design and resources and environment. So that's integrated systems planning. And from then those projects are fully developed and ready to hand over to delivery management. So I'll hand over to Mark.
Thanks, Catherine. Okay, so hopefully there's a bit of a message and a story that's coming through here. You've heard us talking about city water. We're going to be operating differently. It is going to be a different environment, and we're hoping to interact with industry in a different way. And hopefully you're getting a sense of that from today. Hearing the guys that have come up have been speaking so far and those to come, that we are operating differently. You've heard about the strategy of the business. You've heard about how customer delivery, how they look after the needs, the wishes, the wants of the customer, and how I think working our way through planning and strategy that we're defining where our infrastructure is going to go for the future, how are we going to be looking after our products and our assets. That comes down to delivery, and this is what we're, my area of the business within delivery management is part of the Liveable City Solutions group, and we look after the major capital works. There is also the work streams that sit within the civil delivery and customer delivery area, and that is where they will be delivering the minor capital and maintenance type of works. So we have two key areas that I know you guys, a lot of you guys out there, are involved and engaged with and working with. But we look at ourselves, as I say, as that final link in the asset creation process. And those of you that have been dealing with us and coming along to talk to us in recent weeks and over the last probably 12 months will get a sense and a taste of the different way that we are starting to operate. The business delivery management was structured probably about 3 years ago when it was initially set up as a renewals program. Now, when that was initially put in place, a panel was put in place along with the engineering and environmental services. So those groups were put together and were able to be delivering and successfully delivering assets and capital delivery for the business. I joined the business about 18 months ago with a view of portfolio program and project management that aligns with the infrastructure portfolio management office that was mentioned earlier on by Paul and Catherine. And we're looking to redefine the way that we're working with industry and the way that we're collaborating with not only the engineering sector, but with the construction sector as well. We do want to be a responsive organisation. We do want to be able to partner with industry. It's not a fact of, what we say goes. We want good ideas. We want engagement. We want involvement from those of you out there in industry. You've got some great cracking ideas. You're going to bring good initiatives from other sectors, from other companies, other countries. We'd love to be getting that brought to us so that we can improve the way that we're doing things. And we are seeing some radical changes and radical differences to the way that we're working. So over the last 12 months, I've taken the delivery management business to mirror our clients and our customers within customer delivery. So we've regionalised. So instead of being a group that was based in Parramatta running projects solely from there, we have now moved into discrete regions. We've put our project managers, our engineers, our contractors, and our consulting teams into these regions. So we now mirror our operational environment. Again, so our north, west and southern regions, that is where we're based. The intention of that? That's to try and get a bit of a connection to the customer. These are local areas, these are local initiatives. Everything's got its own individual and different way of doing things. There are different requirements, different needs. If you think about the CBD, we have to be working in a different way. We have to be working different hours. We have to be thinking differently when you're working in the CBD to when you're perhaps working out in the Blue Mountains or down at Nara. That's how we're trying to respond. We understand the differences of the environment that we're working with. So we are trying to keep that local customer at the heart. We're also thinking about the way that our customer delivery treatment plant managers as well as our network managers operate. Delivery management's focus now is to treat those guys as a client. They've got to look after the customer. They've got the customer's needs. We've got to help them to successfully achieve that. So that is our task, again, within those regions, to build relationships. So project managers within the regions, the contractors within those regions are going to be working closely with our service delivery and customer delivery, colleagues to make sure that when they have issues, when they have problems, when they're happy, they let us know, which would be great to see as well. So it's not all problems. And so it's good. It's about getting that relationship. And to be honest, we are seeing a fantastic change in the way that the mood and the feel of capital delivery is working within our business. And it's about performance as well. So the way that we've regionalised is, we've taken a KPI-based award approach to work, so that we're now having contractors working in regions. We say we have a base load of work that is yours within that region for the next X amount of years. You keep on delivering good value, you deliver good quality work, you work in the ways that are enhancing and providing value to us, we will continue to be giving you work in that region. Is also, if you're exceeding your KPIs, the opportunity to gain additional work within that region. So moving away from the old approach of tendering everything, we're saying that region is yours to be looking after. You're delivering us a good service. We want to keep rewarding you for that effort that you're putting in. And again, that's about getting the opportunity to be collaborating. Once you think about a region and you have that operational region that you're working within, you can then start to collaborate with our engineers, with our project managers, with our plant teams to really start to get that relationship working. You understand what they need and how they're going to be working to assist you, again, in lifting the performance and delivering in that area. And we've seen, a terrific turnaround in terms of some of our results, like our health and safety performance has taken our TRIFR to the lowest it's been for years. So I think 18 months ago, we were at a TRIFR of about 11. Recordable incidents, rate of 11, we're down to below 7 now. So that's a fantastic achievement in just a period of 12 months. But it's not there yet. 5's our target, so that's where we're targeting going. 5 for a TRIFR is our target for this year. But that's what I'm looking about, how we're changing the way that we're working. And to be able to achieve that, we do need a rise in maturity from our industry base as well. We want to be working with you, and we want to be assisting you to lift your game. We're trying to lift our game. We'd love you to come along with us and lift the game as well. And the last part I've got there is about taking consistency. It's even though we are regionalised and there are separate teams, we are one group, we are one team, and that's the mantra within Sydney Water, that one team mantra. It is about a consistent approach. Even though they do have their own local nuances and different ways of working, we do want to make sure that we are consistent in the way that we operate. So even though the project management teams will be looking after the regions, we do have corporate support, and that's the way that we've organised ourselves with project delivery and the Centres of Excellence. So Centres of Excellence will be providing finance, procurement, as well as communication support. Again, to make sure that we are doing things in the right way, the way that corporate expects, and then being able to blend that out into the local area. It is a different breed, it is a different way of working, and we are going to be pushing this a lot harder over the next couple of years. All right, so live poll. Hopefully you're all still managing to get online, and those of you out there on the internet are going okay as well. probably not dribbling about too much on the internet. So our next live poll question. So you've heard from Paul talking about the strategy of the business. And hopefully you'll be live polling right now as well while I'm talking and filling in this bit for you. So you've heard about Paul talking about the strategy of the business, and now you've understood how Liveable Cities is working to support customer delivery. So I'd like to understand from you guys in here and on the internet as well. So which Sydney Water team will your organisation be partnering with the most? Where is the primary focus of you guys for our business? Oh, thank goodness. That's a win. Good job I'm here. So, yeah. Everybody. Right, so it's good to see we've got the right people with the right focus, that we're out here trying to get the message across that we're here for delivery. It's great to see that some customer delivery have made a show in there, so good job you turned up, Gary. Well done. But yeah, so it's great to see we've got the right context and the right people engaged and involved with us today.